Hey, what's up? So in today's video, I'll share with you the things, the documents you need to start prepping now. You need to start putting together now if you're thinking about applying for student loans in 2023. So if you're thinking of applying for student loans in 2023, you need to begin to prepare these documents. They are so important so your student loan application doesn't get declined or rejected. So all of that good stuff said, let's jump right into it. So one thing you need to start putting together is your pay stub or proof of employment or proof of income. So if you have a regular job, you need to make sure you're saving somewhere if it's not automatically done, but you need to save somewhere your pay stubs or your proof of income or salary, whatever you call it in some of the countries, like in the country you're from. You need to make sure you have proof that you're earning an income. Now, if you don't have a regular job and you're an entrepreneur or you're a founder or you work, you are a solopreneur, I think that's what it's called. You should also make sure you're keeping some kind of record of how much you earn or how much you make in a month or in a year. You need to begin to put together all those proof to show the loan provider during your application process that you earn income, and it increases your chances of being approved for that student loan. So make sure you start putting together your proof of income, proof of employment, proof that you make some money if you're an entrepreneur. All of those would be very important when you begin to apply. So another thing you need to start working on is your credit report, credit score. So these two are related. Now, for those that don't know, typically in some countries, everybody or every adult, most adults, I'll say, have a credit score. Whether it's low or high, that's not the point. The point is they have a credit scoring system. Now, if you are from such a country where people have credit scores, you need to go check yours. If you've never checked, go check yours before you need, like so many months before you need to apply for a loan. Like, go do it today. That's what I'm saying. Go get it done today. Go ask what your credit score is. You can check with your credit bureau in your country, or different names you call your credit institution or scoring institution. You can check with them and ask them for your credit report. On your credit report, you will find your credit score. Now, two things can happen, okay? You could find out that your score is very high, and that is awesome, okay? Now, if you find out that your score is low, that's where the issue is. If your score is low, you now need to take steps. You need to ask how you can repair your credit score, how you can increase your credit score, and start working towards it before you need to submit the application. Now, for many student loan providers, as part of the application process, they will ask you for a credit report or some credit score. If it's terribly low, you've already reduced your chance already. Like you've reduced the probability of you being approved for the student loan. So if you're serious about going, studying abroad, and you're going to take student loans, or you think you may take student loans, you need to start working on your credit. Go get your credit report or your credit score. Go find out your credit score. Now, if you're from a country where people don't have credit scores, at least when I was growing up, we did not have, I didn't have a credit score throughout my adult life. I didn't have a credit score until I moved to the US. Now, if you are from a country where people don't really have credit scores, that's fine. But one thing is, even in your country, you likely have a credit bureau. Go ask for a credit report. On the credit report, you will notice that a lot of things are blank because maybe there isn't a lot of reporting in the country about credit and stuff like that. That's fine, but still get your credit report and let it be blank and upload it that way when you're applying. Don't just not upload it. You need to upload something and make sure you get it. In Nigeria, at the time I did it, it was free. or close to free, you know, and it was very easy. It was super easy to get the credit report, and that was what I used. So make sure you get that if you're thinking about applying for a loan. Now, the most important thing you need to make sure you have ready, this should have been number one, is the admission letter. Now guys, I know you already know this, but this is the point I want to make. If you know there's a possibility, there's a chance in this world, there's a 0.00001% chance that you will apply for student loans, here's what you need to do. You need to start applying to schools that are on the list of these loan providers. Now, if you're an international student, listen up, listen to me. Okay, I'm looking at you, just listen to me. If you're an international student, this is even more important. It's so important for you to actually check the list of schools that these loan providers work with before you even start applying to different schools, because a lot of people text me, comment in my comment section, email me that, hey, I got admission from this school, but I couldn't get a loan. I applied to this loan provider, they said I'm not on the list, and so that's what I always say. I hope more people will listen to me. Try to check the list of schools that these loan providers work with before you even start applying to different schools, and apply to enough schools. Apply to 3 schools, 2 schools on those lists. Don't just apply to random schools, and then when you don't get funding from those schools, you come back and try to get a loan. The truth is, many of these loan providers will not change their policies because of you. I'm not saying you're not that special. I'm not saying that, okay? But I'm saying it is hard for them to change their policies for you. They already have a list of schools they work with. If you know there's a 1% chance, if you know there's a possibility you will fund your school or your education using student loans, and you're likely going to be an international student, there are just a few options available out there. Maybe 3 options that don't require a cosigner, maybe 4. Just go check out the list of schools they work with and start with those schools. Try to see if there will be programs offered at those schools that you will be interested in. So that should be your starting point. Don't first apply to schools, get admission, and then start looking for loan providers. It doesn't work that way. Please, please, please check out the list of schools, you know, and yeah, apply to some of those schools. So that's another thing you need to start doing before you even think of applying for a loan. You need to get your admission letters to schools that these loan providers work with, and that's it. Letters that for these schools. Now, if you have admission letters from schools that they don't work with, that's problematic. So that's another thing you need to start doing now. So another thing you need to start working on is your sponsorship letter. Hear me out. I did a video a couple of months ago where I explained what sponsorship letters are, but basically sponsorship letters are letters that your friends, your family, your neighbors, your enemy can write for you, stating that they will sponsor you. Basically, they will provide some funding for you to go to school. And now this is why you need this letter even for your loan application. Let's say your total cost of attendance is $100,000 and you think that your savings and scholarships you get, you're just making guesses here, would be maybe $70,000. You need to account for the balance $30,000 even with the loan provider. Many loan providers want to know how you will pay 100%. If you're applying for a loan of say you got scholarships of $70,000 and your total cost of attendance is $100,000 and you're applying for a loan of $20,000, you need to show how you will pay the balance $10,000, and that's where the sponsorship letter comes in. Even for these loan providers, they will ask you, how will you pay the $10,000 balance? Upload something that shows proof of how you will pay. So if you already have that sponsorship letter, you can use it for both the loan provider and when you are submitting your documents to your school for whatever processing. So here's the point. You need to start talking to friends that may have some cash in their bank account. You know, your rich friends. Go talk to your rich friends, okay? Your rich uncle, your rich aunties, okay? Rich dad and mom, rich dad, poor dad, okay? Anyway, you need to start talking to your friends and family and asking them if they will be willing to write a sponsorship letter. And listen, if you are worried that, wow, does that mean they need to sponsor me? No. They don't need to sponsor you, and I explained everything about a sponsorship letter in the video I'll drop in the description box. And in that video, I also gave you a template sponsorship letter. You can basically copy, put your name, your information, and use that. It is that simple, nothing special about it. So make sure you start talking to your friends and family about writing a sponsorship letter for you. The big deal about a sponsorship letter is the person must have the cash. You can't just pick up a letter from someone. They must have that amount in their bank account or in their investment account or something like that. So if you know you're going to apply to student loans sometime in 2023, you know, you need to start preparing a sponsorship letter in case you need it. It is not at that point where you need to apply for the loan. You start looking around, oh, who do I know? And, you know, things like that. And that was the mistake I made. I said, just like looking around, who can I ask? How do I talk to them? But if you prepare your mind, you know, months ahead, it will really help. Get yourself a sponsorship letter. And if you don't need it, you will throw it away. And yeah, that's one of the things you need to get ready if you want to apply for student loans. All right. Hope you guys hope you loved the video today. If you did, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you like what you see. Okay, so if you like these videos I've been posting, please consider subscribing to the channel. And yeah, look forward to seeing you again when I post my next video.